Now, for those of you who were concerned about the decals, well, I have not completely given up on them. I think there's still a small chance that I am going to attempt to put them on the wingtips. So, but that's going to be later. Meanwhile, the railings. Nowhere in this manual does it talk about the railings. I don't think the word railing even appears in the text. You go all the way through, right through to the very last page, which is where you would think that they would be, and there's just nothing here. So this simply means we're going to be relying on Stefan's book, but probably mostly common sense. In other words, where would the crew accidentally fall off if there was no railing? In other words, there'd have to be a railing all around here. Have to be a railing along here. You know, there's a lot of places that it's obvious that there has to be a railing, because the crew walks on the deck and they could fall down to the next deck, and that's probably a drop of 8 or 10 feet. Anyway, obviously, some places we don't have to put railing because it's already there, like right here. But right here, there probably has to be a little piece of railing. And of course, all the way around here. Lots of places there has to be railing, as well as the obvious place along the gunnel here. Yeah, we got a lot of work here. It's going to take a long time. Now, it was recommended to me, and also I had thought this myself, that the best way to start this railing is to start at the top of the center and sort of work your way down and out. In other words, if we were working on if I put this on first, there's a greater chance that when reaching across to do this one, I could bump this one and fold it over. I think you get the idea. Anyway, let's check now and start at the top. Do we need a railing here? Well, I can tell already by looking in Stefan's book right here. I'll show you. I'll move over a little bit. There is no railing on the top of this roof here. Now, this section right here is actually this right here. And you can see there's no railing. And there's no railing on the top of that little roof area that we were looking at earlier. But there is railing on the next section down. It's a short railing. And apparently you could put canvas weather protection around the outside. I'll show you in another picture I found here. Now, it does appear that there is railing on top of, I think this is the bridge. And I think there was a railing on the top there. It looks like a regular height railing. It makes sense to me. But this one right here, this is a very short railing. I don't know if I'm going to bother with it or not. But at least we don't need to worry about from here up. Okay, here we are with that same section again. And this is that weather protection that I was saying you could wrap around the outside of that short railing. Now notice on the top here, there was what appeared to be a bit of, you might say, sort of a lip. Well, it looks like that lip could be folded down so that I don't know why they do that. I guess maybe better visibility. Yeah. And then, of course, you can just barely make out the railing along the top of the captain's bridge here. Maybe we'll zoom in and take a close look at that. And when I see in behind here, on the back part of the funnel, it looks like there's railing. Oh boy. Now you know why I wasn't looking forward to this. It's just a little bit beyond my expertise, but I'm going to do my best at it. Now here we're looking at it from a different angle. But you can see that this is the section that I was talking about that was in behind the captain's bridge. So this little area right here that the pointer is on was going to have railing around it. I don't know why they'd want to come out there and stand on that, but I guess there was a reason. Maybe if we look on the other side of this, we'll see that there's a door or something. Okay, here's a little bit more of a detailed drawing of this area that we were just looking at. It has this little railing that has to go around. It appears to me that you would go in a door here, and there might be a stairway going up to a doorway on the other side of this wall. But once again, why would you want to go out there? There's nothing there. I'm going to have a big cleanup job before I actually put it in the case, but we won't worry about that now. I just happened to spot that little whatever it was. Now, what I wanted to mention was that areas like where there has to be railing all the way around here, this is very important. And around here is very important because it's so obvious. I want to be careful that I don't waste railing in places where it might not be noticed, like up in here. Another thing that I want to mention is that somebody had said, and it was true, and I thought when I read it, yeah, that would have been a good idea, that when these sections, if you remember this section, and this piece here, they were all made separately. And the time to have put the railing on those would have been before I actually glued this section onto here and so on. Now what I think would have actually even been better is if, let's say, when I had this part here, I can actually remember working on this part. If I had have formed the railing to fit this before I actually painted it and put it in place, and then kept the railing separate, number them if I have to, and then it would have been so much easier to get the railing the right shape if this piece right here that I'm touching with the brush had not been glued in place. Even long before I even painted or anything. Just a thought for anybody else who's going to do a ship like this. It's a good idea maybe if you're planning on doing railings, and if the railings aren't pre-shaped, like maybe in some kits the railing would be plastic and it would already be shaped for you. But when you got to shape the railings like we have to now, it would have been so much easier to have shaped the railing to fit this part right here when the part had been just freshly nipped off the sprue. Just a thought. I have decided that I'm going to mount the railings with the little bumps up, and that way I'll be able to adhere the railing a lot better along the surface that I'm trying to put it on. And I'm wondering, would 2 sections of railing be enough there? I think it probably would. Don't know why I'm picking one of the most difficult ones to start with, but may as well, I guess, and get it over with. Okay, I'll cut off 2 sections and see if I can bend it just right. But you know what? That's going to have to be tomorrow. So, all being well, we'll see you tomorrow. And thanks for watching.